my mind, Hyperlight Drifter is the epitome of short and sweet video games, so I hope to make a video that reflects that. With beautiful visuals, combat that is simple but awesome, a crazy movement mechanic, and a world that is small but brimming with secrets, this game is one of the best bang for your buck experiences at only $20. And the soundtrack, holy freak, the soundtrack is so atmospheric and stylized that it feels like it's blended in with the art and storytelling in the most subtle and energetic ways. Sometimes the music is serene and fades in gently with the action on the screen. Sometimes it's the loudest and most discordant thing ever. But all in all, this game has to have one of my favorite scores. One of the cool features about this game is the way that it never ever uses dialogue to communicate its characters and world building. I don't think dialogue automatically ruins any game, though it definitely can, and having quiet, nuanced storytelling isn't something original to this game at all, but it definitely makes its place among the incredibly artistic and visually meaningful games. It is entirely dedicated to telling its story through art, music, and gameplay. Sometimes you find these little characters who tell you sad little stories by reeling through images. Like, look at this peaceful little bird guy. He's just watching over these little birds, and then you talk to him and he tells you that he alone of his people chose to refrain from sacrificing his young when the new religious order began to establish itself.
You're really just murdering a lot of monsters for most of it, but there's, the larger underlying component to this game is the exploration and the environmental storytelling and paying attention. Like, we ask a lot of the player to pay attention to all the different aspects in this world. If you want to glean from this game a narrative structure, then you're going to have to sit and really observe. And so, yes, it could just be monster slaying and hack and slash and with some nice music and pretty pictures, and that's great if that's what you get from it. But there's a lot of underlying meaning and underlying story that you might be missing out on if you only focus on that stuff.
First you look at the main character and you say, oh look, he has a lightsaber, so this game must be Star Wars. But actually this game is Nausicaa and Princess Mononoke. Maybe saying that the story of the game is inspired by Princess Mononoke is unfair, however, as there is a very clear and very direct inspiration for it. The creator of Hyperlight Drifter, Alex Preston, was dying of congenital heart disease during the game's development. As I understand it, Preston wasn't sure that he was going to live to see the game's publication.
I don't know, did you whip out a notebook, a laptop?
Yeah, I have my laptop in the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was your was that a way that you got through every day? Because, you have to have some kind of hope in your life, right, to keep moving forward and not give up.
Yeah. Dying is boring, so you got to do something with your time. Laying there watching reruns of Monk or anything else while you're wasting away, you can only bear that for so long. So I try to do something productive with my time.
His story and situation was a direct inspiration for Hyperlight Drifter. Frequently throughout the game, the Drifter doubles over into hacking fits and sees visions of his own end at the hands of an enemy called Judgment. That is guided by the Jackal or perhaps Anubis, his mortality seems ever present, and the correlation of Alex Preston's impending death feels like a close and personal narrative where he was trying to do something with the time he had before it was up. But he didn't die and was able to see the completion of something beautiful at his hands.